So, how do I think this fight would go? Let's start by discussing Sans versus low-level Dave, just purely him during Acts 1 to 4. Generally speaking, Dave should have the advantage in terms of strength, although Sans should be able to dodge Dave's attacks fairly consistently, and blitz around him. The difference in speed here is immense enough to the point where I think Sans would be able to consistently tag Dave and deal damage through either KR, I'll explain why it might work in a bit, or just chip damage over time. However, if Dave manages to dodge and outlast Sans for any significant amount of time, the chance of him getting tired is very high. A big problem with Sans in any fight is his stamina. Most characters outdo him in that regard by a long shot. But in general, I think Sans would be able to scrape out a win here more often than not, especially if we're doing an early Dave before the entry of the game without his time tables. So, I'd say Sans wins this round, about mid-difficulty. However, this gets very interesting when you start using their higher interpretations. One thing is for sure. Dave, after Act 4 of Homestuck, vastly physically outscales Sans. Even if you were to be conservative for both, Dave would be city level and about 16 times faster than Light, while Sans would be vaguely faster than Light, unless you believe in the relativistic plus 240 times faster than the speed of Light meta, and small town level plus. The more interesting parts of this battle come when you take into consideration hacks. Sans' hacks of soul manipulation and his karmic retribution heavily carry him in this battle. The blue soul mode should be, at the very least, cripple and restrict the movements of Dave, making sure he can't flash step and be at warp speed. So I'd say he'd be able to nerf his speed enough so that Sans can be able to dodge consistently and even continue to land attacks. The thing about Dave, though, is that the stronger he gets, the higher on the echelon ladder he is. And although you can level up by doing random things in Homestuck, one of the easiest ways to level up is by killing enemies, something we see Dave doing in Homestuck a lot. Does this sound familiar? By the end of Act 5, Dave is even willing to kill the Draconian Dignitary, someone who is basically like another person. So I personally want to assert that the stronger Dave gets in this battle, the more damage KR would deal to him over time. In that first battle, that would be negligible, as Dave probably wouldn't be dealt a lot of karmic damage. However, as time passes and Dave gets stronger, so would the karma that deals damage back to him. So, Sans still has a fighting chance, right? Wrong. Dave, after entry, also gains access to his time tables, which allow him to do things like accelerate himself, go backwards in time, and, most importantly, create stable time loops. I believe Dave's ability here, with his time travel, should fairly enough more consistently allow him to outlast or even overwhelm Sans than not, especially since his stats are so much higher than Sans, and Sans' physical stats are being lackluster in general. Even with the highest interpretation of multi-continental level, I believe Dave would sooner be able to deal one decisive blow with his large planetary highball before Sans can deal enough karmic damage to Dave to actually kill him. So, once Dave becomes strong enough, Sans becomes inconsequential. I'd say it's a low diff battle in Dave's favor. So, Dave won in the end after all. What do you guys think about this video? Please leave a comment down below, but remember to be respectful. If you disagree, that's fine. Everybody has their own interpretation of how scaling goes, and stories pretty much are all about interpreting and taking in meaning for your own story. Just remember what Gerson said, okay? Remember, this is all for fun. It's not that serious. It's not serious enough to be toxic about it. This community kind of has a problem with that. Comment matchups you want to see in the future, and scaling videos you want to see as well. Papyrus vs. Calibor and Clover vs. Jade Harley. Anything is accepted. Actually, Lord English and Dave Petta did participate in an Undertale battle in Homestuck proper, so maybe this fight was already in the cards before I even made this video. Huh. if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this one in the future. Subscribe to my main channel, which should be linked in the description, where I make what-ifs and mostly Dragon Ball videos and analysis. I also am on Twitter. Please follow me there. I'm at 666 followers, as of writing this video, which is the Gaster number. I'm gastering it out. That's all for now. Bye-bye. Bye.